Welcome to the YouTube channel of Snehlata Shrivastava, ex-SG Lok Sabha. I had prepared a video on this subject called investment objectives or investment strategies for a senior citizen. But in that video, I was given a comment that the audio quality is poor, and I found that is very true. So I am making this video in order to make the serious subject very clear, and through a presentation which I had already made when I made this presentation before my colleagues. So and this video is only for information. It should not be taken as any advice as such, so it should not be construed in that manner. It is just for information. So what is the objective of investment for a senior citizen? One, it is our hard-earned money. So we want capital preservation, regular income generation, wealth accumulation, and diversification of investments, liquidity, and tax efficiency. The conventional investment options at retirement, we all know that it's a bank fixed deposit, senior citizen saving scheme, traditional annuity plan, post office monthly income scheme, and term deposit, RBI floating rate bond, fixed income mutual fund, short term, medium term, gilt, etc. But one should always remember that these conventional schemes seem very good for capital preservation. However, these cannot protect the investor against inflation. Real income from these schemes after adjusting inflation will not be sufficient to meet future spending. If investment is done for wealth accumulation, there will be no growth in real terms after taking inflation into account. So that it is preferable to invest around 50% of available capital in these schemes. These schemes, I mean the conventional schemes, and balance 50% depending on your requirement can be invested in high growth investment like equity based mutual funds. All the conventional schemes attract maximum tax at our slab rate. For fixed income mutual fund, this tax is levied during final redemption only. Although the fixed deposit, etc., every year the tax is deducted at source. Bank FD and fixed income mutual fund give full liquidity. Other schemes give limited liquidity. Annuity plans are most illiquid. There are equity-based mutual funds for senior citizens. One is aggressive hybrid funds. So around 65 to 80% allocation to equity, rest in fixed income, low tax based funds. Second is balanced advantage fund, varying allocation between fixed income, equity based on market condition, taxation based on condition during redemption. Equity saving funds, allocation to equity, fixed income, and arbitrage is done in such a way that safety of almost fixed income investment is ensured, while low taxation of equity can be enjoyed. One has to take precaution while investing. Do not invest as a lump sum. Always invest systematically using a systematic investment plan or systematic transfer plan. Take at least 2-3 years in investing all your planned amount in these. Do not invest in more than 2 funds of any type. Sufficient diversification is achieved by that. After full investment, wait for at least 3 more years, total 5 to 6 years for redemption. In case of emergency, 100% liquidity is available in all funds. There are funds which are recommended for senior citizens like Nifty 50 Index Fund. It is a passive fund, low cost, giant cap. Nifty Next 50 Index Fund. It is a passive fund, low cost, large cap. Flexi Cap Fund, best active fund. Fund manager decides allocation, mostly large cap, high cost. Mid Cap Fund, active fund. Fund manager decides allocation, smaller mid cap, high cost, high return expectation. Nasdaq 100 Fund for international equity exposure only. Gold fund as insurance against economic downturn, not more than 5% exposure recommended. Direct stock investment suitable only for highly experienced investors having long experience of fundamental analysis of various businesses, sectors, macroeconomics, etc. Same as for equity-based funds. Except here one must wait for at least 5 years after full investment. For mid-cap fund, investment horizon can be increased to 10 years or more. There are some rules which are interesting, like asset allocation based on the age of the investor. You can use the thumb rule to find your equity allocation by subtracting your current age from 100, which is because of longevity is now 110 or 120. It means that as you grow older, your asset allocation needs to move from equity funds toward debt funds and fixed income. Because equity funds take longer time to give benefits. It is a lot easier to track 15 to 20 high quality stocks than a large basket of 50 to 100 stocks. There is a rule of 72 is used to determine the number of years it takes for a variable to double by dividing the number 72 by the variable growth rate. The rule of 72 is generally used to determine how long it would take for an investment to double given the annual rate of return. For example, if the rate of return is only 1%, and so if you divide that means it will take 72 years to make your investment double. So if your rate of interest is 4%, then accordingly it will take 18 years to make the investment double. Diversify your equity portfolio using a 5-finder strategy. The distinct portfolio construction strategy places equal emphasis on 5 key schemes: value, quality, global exposure, mid-small cap, and growth at a reasonable price. There is another ready reckoner for mutual funds, like if you deposit 15,000 SIP per month for 15 years at a 15% compounded, I repeat, compounded annual return, you will be able to accumulate 1 crore in that much period. So if you are investing, if your rate of annual return is less than 15% compounded rate, then you need to either increase your SIP or you increase the number of years to deposit that money to make it 1 crore. There is another strategy that 90-10 calls for allocating 90% of your investment capital to low-cost Nifty 50 index funds and the remaining 10% to short-term government bonds. Of your total income, 50% for your expenses your income should be for expenses, 50%, 20% for your wants, and 30% for savings. Wants, like you want to go on a world tour or you want to buy a car, so it's a lump sum kind of expenditure which you need to account for. So that is in short. I thought I will give this information which I had prepared for my colleagues. It is only for information and not to be construed or taken as advice. Thank you.